Game number 635. Golden Treasure. The Great Tree. This one is well, it's a fantasy of with some sort of dragon creature in it. If you want to check it out, it's at dreaming-door.itch.io. Let's take a closer look at it. That's so cute. Oh, so pretty. Look at that. That's so beautiful. It's a dragon egg, I think. Yeah, isn't it beautiful? I was really impressed. I am really impressed with this light effect that they have. Okay, so I always find it fascinating when they have a game where the new game is titled New Life. The first time I encountered this was in what was that game called? The RPG, the CRPG that's a cult classic. Planescape Torment. In Planescape Torment, you start a new life, and it's the same character. He's just, because the character kind of like comes back to life after he dies. That's why every new game is called a new life. Anyway, in this case, a new life is, I'm guessing, hatching from this egg. Don't think I've seen that before. The new life thing, yeah, I've seen it a few times. It's not very common, but it is interesting. All right, let's try the new life. A box without hinges, key, or lid, yet golden treasure inside is hid. What is it? Bilbo Baggins from The Hobbit. An egg, I guess? Huh, interesting reference there. You're alone in the chamber. There is one wall which surrounds you utterly, in every direction, on every side. Ooh. Smooth. Can't click on these. Yeah. Yeah, eggs is... The wall is made of love, and it embraces you. Its inherent goodness is an obvious and complete truth. Huh, that's a really interesting description of being inside an egg. Or womb in general, I guess. There is a rhythm in the chamber, a beat and a flow which has always been. It is the only way you can tell between sleeping and waking. When awake, you can feel the rhythm, and when asleep, you cannot. Which time do you enjoy most? I enjoy being awake. I prefer the quiet of the sleeping times. Oh, interesting. These choices will have consequence, I'm guessing. Yeah, I wonder if the color has anything to do with it. Enjoy being awake? Let's do the awake. Even now, in the beginning, you reach toward change, towards the future. The thrum of the rhythm promises everything to you and will soon blossom into reality. You have gained a large amount of air mastery. Huh. Then after a time you hear the voice. At first you did not know that there was a voice, only a strange sensation unfolding in your mind. This is so cool. A soothing warmth, pulses of orange color, and the comforting taste of brimstone on your tongue. And yet you are alone here in the chamber. Could there be something outside? You reach out, forming a colored echo in your thoughts and sending it beyond your reality. And you are rewarded with an explosion of purest joy ringing through your essence and echoing through your mind. In time, you learn the difference between the emotions, the colors of the mind, and that the voice outside the wall would pour into you through its mind song, and which you would pour back. So you discover happiness and sadness, anger and calm, fear and curiosity, and an innumerable spectrum of others. So you're learning while you're inside the egg. Interesting. And then the images come. Oh. Pictures etched in neon relief in your mind by the song of the voice. So the caretaker of the egg is basically teaching you telepathically about the outside world before you hatch. That is fascinating. They're images of amazing beings, of stately tree and honorable reliable stone, of chattering streams and murmuring sea, and the great giver who is also called sun, and the great birther who receives from sun and gives birth to all things, who is also called earth. I love the colors. Earth and sun are the greatest of beasts, mightiest of all the animals, but next to them in might are your people, the true children of above and below, the kin unto each other, who are also called Drak. So, they're basically, the Drak kin translates to dragons. Dragons are Drak kins. It's another way of talking about them. The first time I came across this term personally was a game called The Longest Journey. It was a point and click adventure game, one of the best games of the year 2000. It was released the same year as Baldur's Gate 2, I remember. Yeah, it was one of the best games I ever played. In that one, they were called the Dryak kin. The spelling was a little different. It's not two A's, it was an A and an I, and it ended with a C. Yeah, this is the second game I've seen where they're called the Drak kin. The voice then asks you a question. O tiny kin yet to be, which shall you become? Sun, the radiant one, the great giver who rules and slays and is slain and reborn each day, or Earth who circle dances to sun's music, who nurtures peaceful and omnipotent births all good beasts, knows all silent secrets, and abides forever. Okay, so I get to choose. For me is the power and the glory and the rise and the fall both. I wish to be sun. Or for me is the knowing and the healing and the dance of the circle. I wish to be earth. Interesting. I wonder what effects this will have. I'm gonna go with earth this time. The voice responds by singing a vision and feeling of cool, damp earth, pregnant with green life into you. On this path lies a power, hidden but great. May you find a deeper peace amidst the violence of existence. You've gained a large amount of earth mastery. So I got air and earth mastery so far. Time has little meaning in the chamber, marked only by the rhythm within you. The wall also seems to embrace you just a little more closely with each moment. The voice from outside leaves and returns again and again, continuing to instruct you gently and at a slow pace, ensuring that you can receive its song and build yourself around it. It teaches you the many good beasts and those of fur and scale and feather and fin. Some are swift like the hopping long-gear, and some are powerful like the horned grazers, but they're all good and they all have their own music. Most importantly, it teaches you the two great laws. First, that you are a destroyer. To live is good, and you may only preserve your life by tearing away the life of others. You must destroy, find that which calls to you and destroy it, and take it unto yourself and grow mighty. If you fail to destroy, you will waste away and be yourself destroyed, if all your music will become silence. Second, that you are a creator. All creators are one of two kinds: givers who give their essence during the dance of creation, or birthers who receive the essence and weave new life from it, bringing it forth in the fullness of time. When you have grown great, you must seek out another who is also great and of opposite nature, and through the dance of creation become a source of the future. If you fail in this, the destiny of the children of heaven and earth will waste away, and where there might have been the echo of your music in the time beyond yourself, there will be only silence. So it is, was, and shall be. There's a brief silence during which you sense there is a space enough for one question. What do you do? You choose. So it seems like you are choosing your reproductive method here in this, between these two. What are the questions? I ask how to best consume the essence of others. I ask if the voice is my creator. Was it one of the two whose dance created me? I ask how to do the dance of creation. I ask whether it's possible to live without destroying others. I quietly considered these deep within myself and sought no answer from the voice. These are the options. Interesting. They have colors too. Interesting if they are related to different elements. And the Alex says, now that sounds like my grandmother. The obsession with procreation and reproduction is baffling. Well, it's their dragons aren't numerous like humans, generally speaking. A lot of humans can choose not to reproduce and still not have a significant impact on the propagation of our species or the existence of our species. If we have only, like, I don't know, 5 or 6 dragons in the world, and each dragon egg takes like forever to grow, it's essential for a species like that, to treat it as an important thing. Which, after, for example, something like a world war, where a huge portion of our species was destroyed, humans would also be attuned to that obsession with reproduction. The problem with our situation is that people who got attuned to that thing never let it go, even though the world has changed. Now, like, we have enough population that we don't need to be obsessed with it for survival, which wasn't the case right after the Second World War, for example. So people from grandparents' age group, I guess, are carrying the effects of that, and so they think that it still applies, but it doesn't really apply anymore in the same extent. There is an exception, I think, and there can be actually many exceptions, but it also applies to people who are heavily colonized, and their culture and, I guess, genetic gene pool stuff has been destroyed by oppressors. They might also feel that urge, and it's in a way that's valid for them, because they're trying to propagate their their ways of being, their tribes, their lineage, I guess. So yeah, there's sometimes often conflicts between these two perspectives. But I think with humans there's another facet, which is that you can participate in the propagation of species without actually giving birth or participating in birth, because humans raise our children in a more communal way, which is the more natural way. So there can be lots of parents who never gave birth to the kids that they're raising. And, you know, then there's other ways to contribute to the well-being of the species beyond that. Anyway, that's a long conversation. But I can see that a species like dragons that are not numerous would make sense for them. Which one should I ask? I asked if the voice is my creator. Was it one of the two whose dance created me? That's how to best consume the essence of others. Ask whether it's possible to live without destroying others. Let me do the yellow one today. Indeed, affirms the voice, and you can tell that the spring-colored memory of the tender and violent dance which created you still lives in its mind. Tender and violent, interesting. I am the source of your being, and so you must and shall walk in my ways. My truths are inscribed upon your essence, and you in your turn shall pass yours on to others, but only if you are strong and worthy. What is this? Air mastery, earth and water. Okay. So asking that question, we inherited the same traits as the parent, it seems. Interesting. Beyond the two great laws, sings the voice, there is one lesser law. It is not great. If you violate it, you shall not be destroyed. Nevertheless, taste its truth and chain it with your mind. You must seek treasure. Okay. Treasure comes in many kinds, but you will know when you find it. Treasure is something rare and of worth to all of the true children of heaven and earth. By taking treasure as your own, you shall prove your greatness to other kin. Whether treasure something. Okay, so it doesn't define what the treasure is. It's different to each dragon. Whether obtained by strength or of body or of mind or any other things, it matters not. All that matters is that you must gather all treasure to yourself. Some are obvious but well guarded, and some require little strength but are difficult to find. Oh, hello. Welcome to the chat. Manuel the Beast. None, though, are both obvious and easily obtained, or they would not be treasure. Okay, interesting. What's good? We're doing our indie showcase that I do every Monday to showcase 3 games from the from a bundle from itch.io. Not the beast, the best. Oh, okay, sorry. Misread that one. My name is Emmanuel the Best. Okay, cool. So, what can we talk about treasure? If I do not need it to survive, why must I seek treasure? What is the greatest treasure? Are all treasures such as can be smelled and touched and seen. Will you give me a treasure, great voice? If I do not need it to survive, why must I seek treasure? You sense a great disappointment, but the voice explains with a patient pattern song. The reasons for being known as the great by other kin are many. When the time comes for the dance of your creation, only those who are great will be chosen by others to dance with. If you are not great, you will never create more of the blessed and ultimate beings that are the kin. But more important still is the truth that the seeking of treasure is written upon our very essence. We must seek out great rare things, even if there are no dance of creation. We would still do it. It calls to us as the sky and sea and the great green call to all things, a song of invitation. You are kin, you shall seek treasure. Okay. So we're like focusing a lot on air and earth, it seems. The song grows softer. Now I leave you, my kin and my creation. You may never hear my song again, nor I yours. I have imparted the two great laws as is my duty. You are a destroyer and you are a creator, and these truths are woven into you like warmth into blessed flame. If you cease to be a destroyer or creator, you would no longer be kin. And you know of the lesser law, the seeking and taking of treasure. Though you may survive and be well fed and strong of body, if you have no treasure, you will never be called great among the kin. You will never know the pleasure of the dance of creation, and your creator self will languish in a frigid void. All other laws are false. These alone bind us. Remember that you are Drakin. All other beings of the world must stand in the shadow of the beautiful and terrible music. The rhythm which you feel now flows through you is the rhythm of life. You have the rhythm within you. Is to be alive, to be silent. Without the rhythm is the perfect sign of death. Nature shall now be your guide, companion, and opponent, your friend, enemy, and always your teacher. There is no being born of earth, the great birther, the sun, the great giver, greater than you. The music of our people is great. Rejoice knowing that your essence has been woven into such a body and that such a fate is yours. When you at the last escape from the wall which I have put around you, you both to keep you safe and to test you, then you will be worthy to begin the great adventure which some call life. And with that final message, the idea of yourself exploding from the potentiality into reality, the voice fades and is gone. You know that it will not return. What else is going on? I was in your stream yesterday, but I didn't get the chance to even say hi. Oh, okay. Well, hi now. Glad you're here. Sent you a message on Twitter asking if you would be streaming today. Yeah, I think I vaguely saw that I got a message. I didn't delve into it. Yeah, I don't really have a specific schedule other than my Monday ones. Other times are kind of flexible right now based on what's going on right now in my life. The Alex says, I suppose the more apt way to put it is that a continuous specific obsession with my specific love life is baffling. Yeah, I can relate to that. Can barely afford a burrito and I'm queer and ace, and somehow she still cannot imagine why the grandchildren ain't happening. I find that very, I find it very distressing that people of, that a large portion of older people are so disconnected from the reality of this world. I can see the origin of some of the thoughts that they obsess over, but I don't understand why they continue doing it, even though the situation has changed so much. Yeah, I find that very difficult to explain things to them. I used to find it very difficult to explain since I was a child, actually. The one that I remember dealing with at the beginning was not the reproduction thing, because that came later, but when I was a child, like I used to see adults around me complain that that kids don't go out anymore and don't play outside anymore. And I was like I tried to process the logic of that, and I was like, all the places outside are like being destroyed, you know? Like, we lived in a city, and when those adults were younger, they had like empty fields. Like, they had huts and empty fields, basically. Like, I grew up in Bangladesh, so I'm talking from that perspective. They didn't have like tall buildings. They had huts. They had a few concrete buildings randomly, you know, spread out. They had villages. They had like fields and fields of grass, and, you know, like they had trees, grass, and all that stuff. So there's a plenty of space to play around. When I was younger, like when I was at that age, when this became a thing, it was like, if I went out, it'd be like streets and buildings under construction and piles of bricks everywhere and pollution and cars, and it's like, how do you play in this area? No, how do you play in this space? And what bothered me was like the people who made the decision to turn the land into like a construction yard, basically, were the people who are complaining that kids don't go out. It's kind of like they enjoyed that freedom they had of roaming around, and then they took it away because of greed, and then they're like complaining that younger people are not taking advantage of the chance that no longer exists. It was baffling, confusing, annoying, frustrating. I tried to explain it. Like, I was like, it's not my generation that destroyed all the spaces that we could play in. You know, we didn't make the decision that caused this to happen. So you can't blame us for not having the thing that you took away. You know, it's like it was very, yeah, anyway. It's not exactly the same thing, but it is the same kind of like weird hypocrisy, I guess. Maybe hypocrisy is not the right word. Then they do the same thing with like reproduction. It's like, why aren't you having kids? Well, you know, the economy is not good for having kids. The economy.
Why don't you have a house?
Yeah. Why don't you have a house? You know. Why don't you have a house? Why don't you have kids? Why don't you have white picket fence? You know. It's like.
Why don't you have a dog?
Why don't you have pets? Because there's no pet-friendly places. I know, it's like all these questions have no... It's a reflection of their failure. It's not a reflection of ours.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, all things are okay. Manuel said, I can understand, but I hope all is well. It is. Yeah, it's okay. We're having some rough time actually, because I don't want to get into it, but there was some stuff that happened recently that's kept us emotionally preoccupied. So other than that, things are getting better. Getting back into a rhythm. The Alex says, yeah, it's the disconnect is real. Sometimes I wonder if some people just live in different realities that intersect with our on limited occasions, and in their reality there really are open fields and money somehow. In their memory there is. It's their memory that they're living in.
Yeah, and
Yeah, if we try to bring them up to speed with our reality, they don't want to accept it because they want to feel that they don't want to see what mistakes they made to create this, because they don't have an opportunity to undo the damage anymore. Especially the people who are like close to the end of their life, they have a hard time seeing the damage because now they no longer have a chance to fix it. So it's like they just want to hear that everything is fine. That's the less evil side of it, because they're just in denial because it's painful. But then there's the ones who are also like, who made those choices themselves, and they're just bullying you. They're just bullying people after, anyway. I can talk about this for hours because it's annoying. It's just like every minority identity you pile up, being queer, being trans, being ace, it just adds a layer of difficulty to achieving whatever these goals are. And it's like not even our goals at times, And those of us who want to have kids can't afford them. Even if we go beyond that, like even if we're completely on board with what they expect us to have, we can't afford to have them. Alright, now back to this dragon. How do you feel in that moment? Oh, when the parent disappears, how do I feel in that moment? Oh, let's not do abandonment. Excited to begin the mysterious journey ahead. Yeah, let's do that. You're eager to show the world how great you are. How much greater you shall become. You dance a tiny, tiny dance within the confines of the chamber and sing raw, pure songs of hope and longing into the nothingness beyond the wall. You have gained some air, fire, and water mastery. For a time, you are left alone again within the chamber. You feel the measured beating of your rhythm within you and drift in and out of consciousness. The wall seems to have gotten smaller, hugging you tightly indeed. Your rhythm has swelled into mighty chords, and your breath is fierce against your legs. Suddenly and without warning, the voice returns. It's not a measured song rife with ordered sigils like as last time, but a lurid gash of feelings and ideas suddenly thrust upon you. Beware the other seed, the no-tails, the flat faces. Beware their terrible music, beware the seed of the others. Beware. And suddenly there's an awful silence, a space left behind where there's something should have been. It was a warning about another species. No other voices enter your mind. A few times you think you may have been receiving a song, but it always proves to be simply yourself, echoing tiny hopes and fears and dreams. Meanwhile, the wall which is made of love and which has always embraced you, is squeezing you very tightly. Its love, once so pure and benign, has become toxic. You are pressed so mercilessly you can barely breathe, and to make matters worse, you feel a horrible emptiness, a draining within your core. You must do something. Let's go aggressive, push against the wall. It loves you, but it now must be broken. You push and struggle, feeling your body move its way, this way and then that. But the wall thwarts your every move on every side. It's not through pushing, but rather through unfolding your whole self, limb by limb and muscle by muscle, that you at last achieve the first true success in the music of your life. You hear not with your mind, but with your ears, your actual ears, the cracking and crunching of the wall as it breaks slowly apart, and then see with your own eyes your first vision of true light. Air and fire. So that was character creation. Part 1. Happy those early days when on some gilded cloud or flower my gazing soul would dwell an hour, and in those weaker glories spy some shadows of eternity. Henry Vaughan, The Retreat. Oh. Ah. Oh, so beautiful. Oh, so beautiful. You are somewhere inside the body of Earth, the great birther. Her semi-soft flesh is veined here and there with the grasping roots of trees or blockaded by stones who stare blindly at you. The egg is so pretty, it's so colorful inside. I can click on these gems? What do these do? What? What about this one? Huh. I don't know what they do, but they seem to flash. I click on them. Okay, that's the... Maybe I'll get them later. The air here tastes of comfort and slumber, and your own body feels as though it is in good condition. But you feel a burning in your core. You know that it is the destroyer within, eager for substance to fuel your being. If you fail to find anything to destroy, the emptiness will overtake you and your life will be lost. You sense nothing to consume here, though. A few illuminating rays tumble in from above, but your vision is still dim and unsteady. Perhaps you could leave this place by crawling up the tangle of roots overhead. Whenever you consider tasks which your will alone cannot conquer, you will get a sense of whether you will succeed or fail based on your elemental attributes. Climbing up the roots would require a certain amount of fluidity and flexibility, which are the domain of water element. Red indicates that you cannot succeed, at least not without problems, in your current state, while green indicates your feeling that you certainly can. Yellow means that it's too close to be sure. As you make choices, your health and energy may be affected as well. Success brings benefits, but be not too afraid of failure. Through it, all beings learn and grow stronger, while success has little to teach. Now choose, newborn. What will you do? Oh, wow. There's like elements jumping up based on what the choices are. Okay, got blue and red. Shell Smiley said, yeah, I figured out the Google Home Mini and now it's working again as speaker. Awesome. That's awesome, Shelly. The game is fantastic. We just did finish character creation. The dragon is just got born, so we're trying to figure out a way to get it food now. Okay, limbs and jaws to climb up directly up the hanging roots. Claw your way through the softer soil sideways and upwards towards the light. Claw your way through the hard earth downwards in the direction of the earth's embrace. Examine what is left of the wall. Let's examine what's left of the eggshell, I guess. The chamber of your creation seems so small now. Moments ago, it was your entire reality. Perhaps there is another reality beyond this one you now see, into which you will one day hatch. Have you any further business with the wall? It does not smell attractive. Can you really eat the eggshell? You shouldn't eat the eggshell. I don't know enough about dragon myths to know if dragons should eat their eggshell. Okay, maybe leave the eggs. You have grown beyond the wall and have no further use for it. You allow Earth to reclaim it. You've gained some Earth mastery. Okay. Alright, so we could go down to the Earth. We could go claw upwards, sideways and upwards. Or you can use limbs and jaws to climb directly up. Well, we got some Earth mastery, right? Sorry, water mastery earlier. Why is it glowing red? Does that mean it's gonna fail? Let's try climbing up. The labyrinth of roots foils your progress. You are not small, quick and flexible enough to clamber up and through them, and your efforts are fruitless. Okay, so red is gain some water mastery. You've lost a little energy. Oh, that's my energy. Okay. Alright, let's use fire to destroy the... like, to squeeze through the... dig through. Yeah, let's do that. The Great Mother Flesh does not readily yield to your weak limbs, still fresh from creation. The shaft you dig out collapses twice, forcing you to begin again, but finally you emerge. I like that this is like a slender dragon. You know, not a round one like the traditional European style. I like that the slenderness is interesting. This place is much larger than the last, and though you are still sheltered by Earth's body, light is more plentiful here and you may be approaching her skin. Yeah, we're a wee dragon. We just got born. Let's see. A cleanse azure flavor slides across your tongue. Water, the comforter and supporter of all life, is here, gathered into a still body before you. Something within you resonates with it, drawing you towards it. What is your will? Draw close to the water, leave this place behind. Let's go close to the water. It's a pool of water right there. You move closer. Pretty. I love the slenderness of this dragon. I like that they're not, you know, a round body with a head and a tail. They're like weird shaped. I like the weird shape. For the first time, you see yourself. Ooh. Your body, sculpted and painted by time and space, is almost beyond description. Your armor shines abruptly with Earth's rich hues, like the promise of precious things buried deep. Your feathers, each one dyed with more colors than you know the names of, long for the touch of air, and you are crowned with plumes so that all other good beasts may know your sovereignty. It's a bird culture. I guess reptile culture too. I don't know if reptiles have a thing for colors. Birds have more a thing for colors. Your long necks, graceful limbs, and supple tail transform every motion into a weaving cascade of flowing movement. Seeing your true form for the first time, you feel... surprised, afraid, proud, peaceful. How about proud? For all the four elements of reality sing out through your form. You are nothing short of gorgeous. Every part of you, the pinnacle of the possibilities of being as channeled through the gauntlet of time. You are of the kin, the children of above and below, and you feel a deep and shameless love for everything you are. This indeed is the perfect and ultimate body into which your essence has been woven. These are the limbs with which you will walk the paths of this life, the teeth and claws with which you will mete out the judgment of destruction upon other things. This is the fruit of your creators, and this is the body whose legacy may be bequeathed to others, if you survive long enough and are found worthy. This is yourself worthy of respect, admiration, and every success. Fire mastery. So, okay. Drinking water sounds like, oh, see the bottom, this thing, the weaving thing here? That's your energy stuff. Because like when I click on consume the water, it raises the energy a little bit. Okay, let's do that. You lower your mouth into the body of water and use your tongue to take some of it into you. It flows pleasantly down, trickling into your core, relieving you of a little of the emptiness within and soothing your essence. You have gained some energy. Water's reputation as a friend to all life is apparently well deserved. Your core demands something which water alone cannot slake, though. With nothing else to do within this space, you follow the whispering air and light outward. This dragon reminds me of something. I've seen a creature that looks like this in another game. I just can't remember where. So pretty. I like that you can see the hand paintedness of these. Of the clouds and everything, actually. Now that you have emerged from the Great Mother's flesh, you can see her more completely, and her power and beauty are beyond your wildest hopes. The trees are her feathers and the mountains her spine. Her breath is the wind, and her essence flows in streams, rivers, and the distant sea. Above you, sun, the great giver, shines its own endless essence down upon earth. He blazes above you, mighty in its glory, beautiful and shameless in his circle dance of creation, by which all that carries the rhythm of life is ultimately begotten. The air between them is sweet with life and light, the fruits of their union. The wind blows, teasing your wings. A wild desire to tread the air, to rise above, fills you. What will you do? It doesn't say how much energy will be used. Okay, let's climb down safely instead. One day you will know deep in your core you will travel the unbounded paths above, but your wings are too small, yet to bear you, aloft. Wisely you accept that some things come only with time, and arrive at the base of the cliff unhurt. Earth and water. There's a burb. As you climb down the last few stones of the... I got something. It disappeared. I hope that's not a bug. Oh, did it crash? It crashed. Damn. Let's load it again. I hope it's saved. Anywhere. Wonder what... Oh, is that a symbol of the bird? Okay, maybe. As you climb down the last few stones from the promo... promontory and arrive in the lightly wooded valley below. Some kind of small flying beast calls out to you from a nearby tree. It stands out against its surrounding in bold black and white. It is a white-black, one of a people known for their cleverness, ruthlessness, and fondness for shiny objects. It laughs at you and mocks you with a denigrating song. The mighty Draken once ruled over all things. Now they dare not even use their own wings. Doomed by cowardice, they lurk in damp caves, grasping their wealth, seeking out golden graves. Of this land you may become sovereign lord, but be not too proud of your great shining hoard. Oh, what just happened there? While my people grow mighty in numbers and fame, of your weak, broken tribe, few indeed yet remain. You have learned more about the way of the white blacks. How will you respond? Attempt to get it to divulge a secret. Attack the insolent. And does any of these give me energy? Doesn't seem like it. Mockery is air. Endurance is earth. Divulge a secret is water. And attack is not any of the elements. Let's try the water. Divulge a secret. You ask the magpie for information, something that would be of help to you. It rebuffs your questions haughtily. A brazen chick asks, "Oh, give me instruction, but why should I teach this one doomed to destruction? Nothing is given, though far you may roam. I tire of this game, and now I'm go home." As it takes flight, you silently note that little in this world is given merely for the asking. Everything has a price, although often that prices can be greatly lessened if one understands the mind of others. Gain water mastery. Moving on, you allow the hillside to guide you downwards. You have been following the path of a swift running river for some time when you're struck by a powerful scent. Flicking your tongue out, you taste the sacred essence of one of the kin on the breeze, floating on twin wings of pain and decay. There is another flavor as well, something strange, something animal but not, something other. You shudder, your feathers raising upward involuntarily. What could these strange scents mean? The kin whose scent you now smell could possibly explain, but you are now hatched and beyond the chamber. All kin are rivals, seldom welcoming the scent of other drak in their territory. Still, there's something familiar in that scent, something which tugs at the corners of your mind. Steeling yourself, you carefully draw closer to its source. Oh, goddamn. Destruction. The horrible stillness of a body empty of spirit. The noble red essence of a great kin, shed not in a true dance of destruction, but trapped, tortured, the confusion, the pain. In the synergy between its scent and yours, you know without doubt this was the great being who instructed you as the voice. This was one of your creators. Its rhythm is now silence, its song forever stilled. Already tiny spirits of decay infest the vast body, feeding off of it, reducing it to the void. Something is clawing at you from within, straining at your heart bone and flooding your mind. Fear and rage and shuddering nausea overtake you one after another, growing and writhing within. You feel yourself instinctively belch fire seed into the back of your throat, only just managing to swallow it again, denying it the chance to explode into a searing flame to consume the things which now sing and dance near the ruins of the one who created you. The things, what are they? There is something wrong with them, something very, very wrong. They seem to have more than one skin, some of them belonging to other animals. The brightness of their body heat is darkened by the cold, dead hides they cover themselves with. There's something strange about their oily scents, something familiar, but alongside that, something completely other, like no true animal. They clutch strange things in their forepaws which you cannot identify. Though they reek of blood of trees, but most horrifyingly, they have no tails, they are tailless. You are split inside, the air within you screaming to run away as fast as you can from this place, and the fire within you urging you to destroy these no-tails. Decide quickly. There's the third option. You can either destroy them, flee from the place, or try to keep silent and draw closer. Let's get more info, maybe. You flatten your body to the ground and creep forward. You've gained some water mastery. This is the empty shell of one of the kins, its rhythm still, the great body constructed over hundreds of turnings of the season and nourished by the destruction of thousands of lesser beings, lies quiet, destroyed within just a few moments. Before you hatched, you were taught that all things become silent in time. But beholding the corpse of this great being, one of your own creators, that truth seems all the more urgent and unassailable. There's a hidden option. If only you had more affinity with the water element or special knowledge of what lies hidden here, then I would have had that option. Okay, interesting. I wonder how we get that at this point. Okay, let's retreat. You flow rapidly through the underbrush, scrambling over rotting tree corpses and crashing through shrubs until there is no trace of either scent or sound of the no-tails. They seem to possess some kind of terrible magic which allows them to cause harm even from far away. Again, this seems wrong beyond all possible definition of the word. It's not all order in the world dependent on the simple fairness of having to destroy your enemies with your own body. Perhaps the bizarre things that are beyond your ability to deal with as a hatchling, you resolve to grow stronger so that you can bring destruction to them and all their misshapen kind. To avoid the no-tails at all costs, keeping safely away. Attempt to learn and imitate their strange magic. Ooh, that seems like an interesting option. Huh. Resolve to attempt to learn. Okay, I'm curious about that one. You'll need to take some dangerous chances, but perhaps you can learn their way. You try standing on your hind legs as they do, but though it briefly frees your forepaws, that proves to be an unstable position for you. The thought of covering your beautiful body with the skins of other animals seems wrong. Perhaps there is power there, though. There is too much to think about, you lack information, and your core is empty and needs to be filled. For now, you must turn to other things, but perhaps there will be other opportunities to learn about the no-tails. Cool. We gain mastery in all four elements. You feel something small striking your armor. Turn to see what it is and find nothing, but then it happens again. And again, it's not painful, but it is annoying. Eventually you realize that this must be rain, the sacred water of the sky, which sometimes falls to bless the Great Mother, of which you were told while still in the chamber. Soon rain is falling everywhere, tumbling and vaulting off of leaves and sliding merrily down the grass. It makes it hard to smell and taste the air, and perturbs you as it splatters against your armor. You find shelter in what used to be the den of a family of fur beasts. Their scent lingers only in the edge of your consciousness, and they must have been gone for many suns, or even moons. You dig it slightly deeper and broader with your claws and then settle in, watching rain's downward dive. So pretty! Yes, this should suffice for now. Surely grander layers wait you in the future, but you feel comfortable and safe in Earth's body. At last you have a moment to think. You pause, consider your situation. Oh, this is the thinking button. Ah! What? Cool. No trace of the no-tails can be smelled near your den. Explore the valley, find treasures, and seek the entrance to the Great Green. Your body is pristine, you are in perfect health. You're very hungry. If you do not silence another living being and consume it soon. Okay. Awareness of one's own state of being is key to survival. You may also draw your thoughts towards any treasure or artifacts you have found. Okay. Oh, you click on these. You currently have no treasures of any kind. Okay. You can recall the many denizens of the Great Green you will meet. Oh my god, this is a history of all the creatures you can possibly meet. Where's the bird that we met? No, Suncaller is a rooster. Waterwing is a duck. Snowfeather is a goose. I think. Is that a heron? Spearbill. Sounds like a heron. Woodstrider. The deer. Day Skyclaw. Larewing. White black. Yeah, we saw these ones. Okay, this is fantastic. Alright. If you wish to leave the waking dream of this life and return to your other reality or change certain aspects of this one, you'll find such thoughts here. Your progress will automatically be saved and remembered, so do not fear the void. Your relationship with the four elements, the elements which make up reality, will be your key to survival. At any time, you may draw your thoughts towards the elements to more clearly comprehend their gifts. Okay? Each element bears a sigil which will grow and change as you gather more of the infinite truths of the world to yourself, and each governs a different aspect of your abilities. The fire element governs your physical strength and ferocity as well as the power of your fiery breaths. The water element governs your perception, empathy, flexibility, and stealth. The earth element governs endurance, health, and fortitude. The more you understand and imitate this element, the more patient and difficult to destroy you will become. The air element governs quickness and intellect. Agility of both body and mind belong in this sphere. As you grow in understanding and experience, your degree of enlightenment with these four elements will increase. Each degree brings gifts. By recalling each specific element, you can remember which gifts you have earned and what temporary factors such as injuries may be affecting it. Earning gifts is not affected by temporary effects, and only when your natural level of enlightenment is high enough will you gain new abilities. Already your actions and decisions have strengthened your connection and gained you certain advantages, such as you achieved the first grade of mastery in the fire element. You may now use Power Strike, a physical attack which deals heavy damage if you win the element. First grade Flowing Strike, water technique which does light physical damage, may do additional damage based on the enemy's fire attribute. Brace in combat, which does not harm your opponent but greatly reduces incoming damage. Swift Strike, a clawing air attack which deals light physical damage and may harm your opponent before it has a chance to harm you. Okay, interesting. Remember that failure is a far better teacher than success. Mistakes and losses bring with them the best lessons. If you lose a challenge, you may suffer in the short term, but your elemental abilities are likely to increase. Certain treasures and gifts may also affect your elemental affinities. This cozy nook, is a good place to rest. If your body has been damaged, you will slowly mend on its own, but spending a sun resting here will greatly increase your speed at which you recover. Few scratches will not hinder you, but any significant wound will impact your ability to hunt, to fight, and even to think clearly. The rain has passed and the great above has cleared, but the world is darkening. Night must be approaching. You slip out of your den to investigate. Oh my god, look at that sky. That is freaking gorgeous. He emerged in time to see your first sun ending, and as he hides in scarlet glory, new smaller illuminations are born in the opposite corner of the sky. By the time sun has gone completely, they dominate the great above, a parade of holy light marching in a slow circle dance. You are taught of the stars while still in the chamber, but seeing them with your own eyes is a true wonder. Each of the stars has a color and a brightness not quite like any other. Some are red as the body of fire, some green as the grasses of earth, some blue as the deeps of water, some white as the clouds of the air. Some stand quietly, firm in their color, and some sparkle and flash, shimmering gaily. Even in the great above, the four sacred elements hold their being. A cool wind blows over you, ruffling your feathers. Inspiration is striking. You feel compelled to let your voice ring out in song. What shall you sing? Oh. We haven't really empowered our fire very much. Maybe we should do that. Of the greatness of fire I sing, that which burns, that which withers, destruction's beloved hatchling. I sing of the fire below, deep within the bosom of the Great Mother, from which flows her hot red essence. I sing of the fire within, the sacred flame which burns within all that has the rhythm of life, the flame which is passion and lust and rage and ambition. I sing of the fire of the Drak, sleeping deep within my body, ready to rush forth out of my mouth upon my enemies. I am a flame unleashed from a greater fire upon the body of earth. I have consumed beings and will consume many more. I am a flame which rises to burn all before it. I am a flame growing greater with each feeding. My essence spreading until all is darkened by the kiss of my presence. I bring light and heat, pain and judgment. These are my gifts. Praise to fire, to the essence of the great giver, whose gifts grant victory to the kin and destruction to our prey. Praise to fire, which is, was, and shall be. The echo of your song roars back to you from the corners of the valley, and your tail curls in pleasure as you imagine its denizens trembling in fear. You are one of the kin, the greatest of the children of above and below, and your power will spread through the world like a mighty fire. A large amount of fire mastery. Your first sun is at an end, and it was more than you could have imagined, even with your creator's instructions. Sleeping in your lair is almost like being back in the chamber, but now you know too much. Your mind wanders from thought to thought, seeking to guide itself. Your hopes and fears toss you back and forth, scraping you uncomfortably between what was and what might have been. You see your creator lying silent before the no-tails, their chattering, screeching voices barking something incomprehensible as the red kin essence spreads along the ground. The white black mocks you as you look on. You feel the dread 1-2 stomping of the tailless near you, upon you, over you. You slide underneath the mountains to hide from them. But there are tailless everywhere, smaller and stone-skinned underground, tall and willowy in the woods, coarse and shouting in the flatlands. It's not your precious essence they seek to shed, however. They are roaring for the flesh of something else, something older and more powerful than even a great kin. You wake briefly and your second sleep is far less troubled. Something far greater than the kin. Interesting. I wonder what they're seeking. A new sun dawns, climbing laboriously over the mountains. Today you must emerge and seek your destiny. As you do, you may encounter many new things. You have not used your body to hunt and fight, nor have you ventured far from this makeshift den. Do you wish to learn of these things in depth, or do you wish to dive headlong into your destiny without such lessons? Damn, there's so much to learn. We haven't even finished all the tutorial yet. Well, let's look at these before we go. Okay. What does this do? Oh, that's the treasure one. What does this? This does nothing. Alright, well, let's do the fight and explore tutorial. Wish to taste the essence of others? Let's do the hunt. Hunt and fight. The wood just outside your den seems replete with the presence of lesser good beasts. It should not take long to find one. Ah yes, this is one of the small furry beasts whose scent calls to you. The kin call it a tree tail, in honor of its close relationship with trees and its luxurious expressive tail. It's small, but it will do. It's a squirrel, I think. Understanding the music of your partner in the dance is vital. Begin by examining the tree tail more closely. Okay. Any good beast such as you can easily sense how much fire there is in the essence of another. Fire influences physical might and how dangerous an opponent will be in the dance of destruction, which some call combat. If they're strong in this element, beware, you may catch them only to find that they're quite capable of destroying you instead. As you can see, this is not a great concern when it comes to tree tails, as their gem is empty and not even a small part of the sigil of fire is shown. This is your opponent's water affinity. The more complex the water sigil, the keener the prey's senses, and the more difficult they will be to approach without discovery. The earth sphere represents health and resiliency. A being strong in this element will not easily surrender its essence. Great effort will be required to bring something great in earth to destruction. Beings with high earth also possess a strong will, so even indirect attempts to harm one will fail unless the attacking element is even higher. Once again, tree tails compared to others' larger prey are not very difficult to bring down at all, provided you can get your claws onto them. This is your opponent's air affinity. Note that it seems to have a little mastery in it, indicating that it's slightly quick. Compare this with your own air ability and see how difficult it would be to chase. Oh, it'll be like matching. So the complexity of the symbol indicates how much mastery you have. So we look at this. This is so beautiful. It's not a horizontal bar. It's a symbol. It's an intricate symbol that you're comparing. Prey with higher affinity may be all but impossible to chase down and must be defeated by other means. Although you can sense roughly how attuned to each element a being may be, where their strengths lie, only by testing your abilities directly against them can you be sure of their skills. Be aware that many beings possess special abilities which allow them to survive upon Earth. Tree tails, for example, have the ability to climb, and attempts to pursue them from far away will automatically fail. They will be able to reach a tree and scurry to safety. Only attempt to chase them after approaching as near as you can. A good way to begin a hunt is by stalking your prey, silently attempting to draw as close as you can without being noticed. The water element, which governs the senses, is your greatest asset here. The more powerful your connection to that element, the more silently you can move. Size also plays a role in stalking. If you are larger than your prey, you will be at a disadvantage, and if smaller, at an advantage. Your prey has surely developed keen senses of its own in order to avoid destruction by predators such as you. To successfully close the distance without alerting it, your water mastery must be greater than the tree tails. This one smells old and weak, ripe for consumption. It is time to put your skill to the test. Silently draw near. Cool. Yes, you are now much closer. Close enough to smell its fur, its personal scent, and even its nut-tinged breath. Charging at it now is tempting, but you also find yourself fascinated as you watch it forage for food. It moves in a particular way, not quite like that of any other good beast, and in observing it you may learn something. Okay, let's observe. Yes, already you're learning. Nature is an excellent teacher. If you hunt and observe each prey enough, you may gain a glimpse of their deeper truth, and in finding it, incorporate it in your own way and become stronger. But you have sense enough. You hunger for its tender flesh and thirst for its crimson essence. If you strike now, you might succeed in the chase, but perhaps you could draw even closer. Silently draw nearer. So near now, and your prey is still completely ignorant of the shadow of destruction which falls upon it. You strike at it with all your speed and strength, it will not stand a chance. Wait for the two circles to become one, and then act quickly. Okay. What two circles? I don't see two circles. Oh, those two circles. Circle. Oh, those circles, okay. There we go. The hapless tree tail barely even have time to realize that you are there before you crunch its small bones into your jaws, tasting its perfect essence as you crush it several times and finally swallow it. Its flesh and its spirit will now become part of your own, granting you precious energy. You feel pride in your own skill and gratitude to the tree tail in equal measure. This is right, this is the way of all things. You've gained some energy. Another one. Your core urges you on. You must have more. If you are to grow great. Yeah, this thing. This thing, the energy at the bottom. The last one was old and weak. Its senses dull. Not this one, however. Destroying it will be more of a challenge. A chase at this range against an animal which can climb trees is hopeless. Draw nearer as before. You manage to draw near, but although you remain hidden in all the tall grass, your prey has heard rumor of your approach from a rather noisy twig you stepped on. It is now suspicious of you. All is not lost, however. Perhaps if you remain still and observe, there is a chance that the tree tail will lower its guard. Okay. You waited for a few precious moments, but the tree tail still suspects the danger may be near. When you wait and observe an opponent whose suspicion has been roused, there's a chance that it will return to its way each time. But it's not guaranteed. Each individual animal is different, and fortune plays a role. If you wait just a bit longer. Yes, there, it seems satisfied that it's not in danger, and has lowered its guard again. Any movement from you while it was suspicious would surely have caused it to flee. Waiting silently when your prey becomes suspicious may cause it to relax in time, but beware, each moment that passes between your scent closer to it brings your scent closer to it on the winds, and once it smells you, it will surely try to escape. You must stalk your prey quietly, yet quickly, before your scent is caught. This tree-tail's senses are obviously keener than the last's. If drawing this close made it suspicious, try to draw even closer will surely alert it. If your prey begins the chase, you will be at a disadvantage, so you must now seize the initiative and attack. The surprise should give you the few precious instants that you need. Strike. It notices you and flees. Chase after it. Click it repeatedly. Make a slash across the tree tail. Okay. Oh, wow. I wonder if this plays well on a touchscreen. As you feel the luscious body of yet another tree tail move slowly down your craw, the joy of pure wholesome destruction again sinks in. It is the dance of destruction, the fight for survival, which all beings dance with each other, and it is good, it is as it should and must be. You no longer ache for sustenance, your core mostly quieted. There is, however, room for one more. You may hunt up to 3 times per sun in an abandoned hunting ground. Fewer prey exist in a middling or sparse area. Sun and earth have blessed you. You have discovered a wounded member of the delicious long-eared tribe. Normally would have to stalk and pursue it, which is no mean feat, as long ears have swift feet and keen senses. However, this one is sporting a broken leg. It senses you, but it cannot flee. Let combat, the true dance of destruction, begin. Huh, wow. The true dance of destruction. Though your foe is not the most powerful of beasts, you cannot help but shiver a little. Both of you are wagering life, the most precious of treasures, against the skill of one another. Like most aspects of life, fighting is ruled by the elements. Begin by examining both your own mastery and those of your opponents. Okay. The rabbit is more agile, it seems. And it's faster. But I have advantage with fire and earth. The element of fire is one of the 2 elements which rule over combat. As the element of strength and power, all physical damage is done based on mastery of fire. This particular long gear is much weaker than most of its kind due to his broken limb. Do not expect long gears to be this feeble in the future. The other element, which is crucial in the dance of destruction, is earth. As the element of fortitude and endurance, earth dictates how much damage a creature can endure. All actions taken in combat are associated with a particular element. A simple biting attack, for example, is of the earth element, while your burning breath is of course a fire attack. When you select an action, your opponent does as well. Then both of them clash together. Certain elements have advantages over others. Oh my god, this is so cool. Okay, so these 3 elements are... Oh, that makes sense. That water will have advantage over fire, and fire will have advantage over air, and air will have... Well, at least these 2 make sense to me. Earth is neither advantage nor disadvantage against the others. Okay. Each good beast has a way which gives it certain options and a set pattern of attack. Long gears, for example, will always use a repeating earth, water, air pattern. You do not know where the sequence it will begin, but once you're familiar with an animal's attack patterns, you should quickly be able to tell its next move and turn the fight to your advantage. Let's begin with a simple bite, being of the neutral earth element. Okay. Used an earth ability. Bite. It used an air. Both of you have been affected, though you have but a tiny scratch. The long ear is more seriously hurt. Your opponent is battered and worse for wear. Your attacks are having an effect. As creatures including you are wounded, their air, water, and fire abilities will decrease, though earth will always stay unchanged. Since it's used an air attack and long ears always use an earth, water, air pattern, we know its next move will be an earth technique. Nothing is strong or weak against earth, so any attack will do now. Let us use a swift strike, an air attack which affects your opponent before you're affected by its attack. Swift strike. Okay, it shows which one wins, I guess. The air grows richer with fear and despair. Your enemy is now injured. Good. Additional effects like swift strikes, preemptive damage always occur if you win the element clash. On a tie, they take effect if the element in question is higher than the opponent's earth, and they never occur on a lost clash. The opponent's next attack will use the element of water. Because air is strong against water, let us swift strike again. Huh. The redolent essence of the long ear dances on your tongue. It is crippled and stands at the very shadow of destruction. Victory, you gain additional damage and triggered a special effect by using air against water. The long ear is now badly hurt and its next attack will be of air. It's time to finish this. Breathing fire will bypass most armor, but it costs energy to use. Unlike most simple strikes, it is time. Burning breath. Delicious indeed. Future meals will rarely be too tasty, however. Be sure to use stalking to observe and get as close as you can. Pursue your prey then and swiftly and fight wisely. The great four, water, air, earth, and fire shall be your guides. Beware, however, the good beasts of field and woodlands are not the only beings in this world. Some have strange gifts, and others, such as the no-tails, may use their bizarre minds to break the rules of the dance. Yeah, humans always cheat. Okay, well, this was fantastic. I think I'm gonna stop here. I know I mostly just did the tutorial, but I think it gives a good sample of what's expected. I guess exploration will be interesting too, to some extent. Like, I don't know if there's specific mechanics that go into exploration. Sounds like they have really put a lot of thought into the different facets of of the predation, chasing, and all that stuff. I didn't expect this level of detail in it, honestly. I mean, like, it's also so pretty at the same time. Like, the focus went in so many different areas of this game. I'm really fascinated. I'll probably play this off stream, probably. I don't know. We'll see. This is fantastic. Is it auto-saved? It's auto-saved. There's also an option to skip chase scenes. So if you're not fast with your gameplay, like you don't like fast reaction times and all that, you can skip chase scenes and just go into the fight. So that's pretty interesting. And it's auto-save, so I can come back to it later. Okay, so that was Golden Treasure, the Great Green. And it's $20 right now. I think it's pretty good. Really good. Really interesting gameplay. I've seen games like this before. Not in this great detail, but I've seen games, adventure games, where you do stuff like this, where you have a place where you look at your status, look at your character sheets, learn about the different things you've picked up and your skills and all that, and then go out and explore, have random encounters, come back to the safe place again, you know, cycle through that, and then move the story forward slowly. I think I've seen games like that before, but this one is like very well done in that genre. Features over 100 hand-painted scenes, 3 massive open-world areas to explore, thousands of choices, and several completely distinct endings. Full combat system with 70 plus opponents and dozens of special abilities, 4 elemental paths of enlightenment to master, original 3-phase hunting system, stalk, pursue, and destroy, first-person labyrinths to labyrinths? What? That's probably part of the exploration phase. Each with his own unique story and treasures. Oh my god. Dozens of unique artifacts and ancient secrets to discover. This is fascinating. Look at all this. Oh. Why is this game good? Why is this game so good? There's so many interesting games in this bundle. They all, like, most of them surprise me so much. Okay, well, this is $20. If you want to check it out, it's at Golden Treasure The Great Green by Dreaming Door. You can get it at dreaming-door.h.io. So that was our game number 635.